They were a couple basically from UP, and the female, she was around 34 years old, and they had been married since 7 years. So they had tried various methods but were unable to conceive. So they underwent IVF, the process of in vitro fertilization, and through that they conceived 3 babies, that is triplets. And then it was obviously a very challenging course to monitor them throughout the pregnancy, because as we all know, pregnancy in itself is a disease. So it is associated with a lot of comorbidities like anemia, diabetes, hypertension. The risk of all these problems increases manifold in pregnancy. So when we have 3 babies or 2 babies, so the risk increases double or triple. So it is very important to closely monitor the woman for all these problems. Also, because the incidence of preterm labor, to have it in normal terms, it means delivery before time. That is very common, and that is the main reason we have to focus on them, because good antenatal care, good care during pregnancy, and comprehensive timely scans, ultrasounds are very important. So during her entire course of 9 months, she was monitored rigorously, and she underwent ultrasound scans on due time, and all the due medicines, injections, so investigations were carried out thoroughly. So we were very lucky that she reached 35 completed weeks and delivered 3 babies, and all 3 of whom were very healthy. It was 1 male and 2 female babies. The weight of 1 baby was 2.2 kg. The other 2 babies were approximately 2 kgs. And very happily, by God's grace, all 3 babies were with the mother within 24 hours of delivery, and now they are discharged and back home safely.
Okay, the health of the mother is also...
Yes, the health of the mother is also perfect. She's fine, absolutely doing well. And so very importantly, again, this is very, very rare that not even 1 baby required oxygen support, even for an hour. They were healthy, just kept under observation for less than 24 hours, but discharged with the mother within 3 days of the delivery.
So ma'am, how elated are you? Because a triplet's coming out. So what's your feeling? What was your feeling at that time?
Yes, very, very happy. And very happy for the couple, very happy for the parents and the family, because having 3 babies who are absolutely normal, all 3 of them, it's very, very rare and very lucky to have. Also, at times it becomes a little financial burden also on the family, because if 1 baby or 2 babies or any number, they have to be kept in the nursery for long time. So it is all kinds of burden. It's bad for the baby, it's bad for the parents, because the baby is suffering, so the parents are suffering. Also, it carries with it a financial burden. So luckily they were free of all it, and so we had them healthy and home.
So ma'am, if I come to IVF, the inter-procedure thing now, so is it common that through IVF mostly there will be twins or triplets? Is it common in that manner, or it's not like that?
Yeah, so see, mostly most centers and most doctors, what we do is during the process of IVF, we put back or transfer 2 embryos, and that is what we had done even in her case. It is very rare and occasional to happen that embryo splits. That is called embryo splitting, when an embryo divides equally into 2 parts, and that gives rise to 3 babies or triplets, which is a very rare phenomena. Until and unless you are transferring 3 embryos, which many centers and most of us doctors don't do now. Because triplets carrying through entire pregnancy is very, very difficult and a challenging task for both the doctor and the couple.
Right now, in vitro fertilization, how popular it is becoming in India, and even if it's becoming popular, why it is so?
Yeah, so basically in vitro fertilization or IVF is increasing a lot. So I would attribute most of it to the lifestyle changes. So it's basically both the partners who are now working, less time for each other, and yes, less time into family, so less time to try, increasing levels of stress in jobs, late marriages. So social factors are a lot attributable to the rise in the rates of IVF. What happens is somebody say who's married for say 3 years or 2 years, they actually have not been trying, and then when the age hits, the alarm of age hits, so they feel they want to go into something which would give them a sure, I would not say 100%, but the maximum percentage of all procedures that can give that percentage chance of success with the less time that is possible, and they don't really have to try themselves. So I feel this is the increasing rate, this is the reason of increasing rate of in vitro fertilization which is happening. Thirdly, what we have also noticed in practice is because of increased pollution, a lot of lifestyle diseases creeping in. So with all these problems creeping in, the quality of the sperms and the eggs, they are kind of declining. More so after COVID. I would not say it's under research or it is something which is documented, but this is my personal experience that post-COVID, either due to disease or vaccine, the rates of infertility have increased. The quality of the sperm and the eggs are on decline at very young ages. We have women even at the age of 25 who have very low ovarian reserves. So yes, definitely people, I feel, should seek fertility opinion or should try as soon as possible now after marriage, especially if they happen late. Yes.
So ma'am, if you can tell us also for the audience here, like what will be the age specific, which will be the late and not after that?
See, there is no definite cutoff. I would say that this particular beyond this age one cannot try, or below this age they should. But one should try that they conceive at less than 35 years of age. Beyond that, we face little challenges in ovarian reserves. So see, it's all about probability. Nothing is 100% on this side of the age or that side of the age.
What are the things they should keep in mind before coming for an IVF treatment?
Yes. So first of all, for everybody, people still believe that IVF is a social stigma, is a social taboo, and they try to keep it to themselves. They do not like to share it with people. So I would first of all like to tell everybody that please remove from your minds that it is a social stigma, it is a social taboo, because as long as you have this in mind, it's a lot of psychological impact because you feel you are doing something which ideally should not have happened. You do not like to share about it even with your own parents or your closest friends. Firstly, do not do this because this just adds stress to your life. Believe it that it's now a common process. It's nobody's fault. It is the fault of life. It's nobody's fault. It is the fault of changing generations basically. So this is very important, that do not consider it a social stigma. Be psychologically at ease. Second thing is that yes, a good diet is very important. Outside fried fatty foods, high sugars, high salts is an absolute no. So a healthy diet which is rich in protein is very important. Thirdly, yoga, exercise and meditation you must proceed, even if you feel that you have paucity of time. At least 15 to 20 minutes of daily exercise or yoga is mandatory. Fourth thing, that taking the right medicines at the right time. Your follow-ups, timely follow-ups are important because you are going in for a procedure which has, I tell everybody, all kinds of things at stake. Psychological, mental, social, physical, emotional and financial. So when you are putting all 6 things at stake, that means your entire self at stake, then give it your best shot. Because stake is the patient's, stake is ours, everybody is at stake because our success is determined by patient's success. We without the patient's success are not successful. So when everything is at stake, just put your heart and soul into it, timely medicines, and just believe that whatever is being advised is for your benefit. And timely medicines, everything helps in a better IVF outcome.
For such fine news breaks and video features from ground on your mobile phones, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The New Indian, by clicking on the bell icon. Also, follow us on the social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Co.